In this exercise, we're going to be turning our black and white image to a colored image. And I've gone ahead and chosen a different image, an image that is quite different from the one we worked on last. Now I'm in my 07 folder, my folder on color grading and camera raw. Now select this image, black and white, to color 2 and open. Now we can see that this image is an image of a black guy. So it's quite different from the one we worked with the last time. And I'm just going to bring in my reference image, open the folder, and then bring in the reference image too. Okay, so click open, and this is our reference image. Right now we just want to click and drag our reference image into our black and white image, and then create our color palette, okay, using our reference image, just like how we did in the other video. Now create a new layer, hit I for my eyedropper tool, and sample my colors. Now I can sample my colors, or I can also use the method I used in the other one. That's the averaging method, right? That's the blur and then average method. But this one, I'm just going to use my sampling method. That's my eyedropper method. So hit I for your eyedropper tool, go ahead and sample your highlight. So where is the brightest point in our image? We can see points like this. We can also see this point. So let's use this point. Hit B for your brush tool, make the size smaller, and I'll just right click and make sure my hardness is 100, and then just click, and I'll just undo and make sure my flow is also 100. So 100, and I'll just click to create my first color sample. Then hit I for my midtones, then select here for the midtones, hit B, click, then hit I for my shadows. Now for my shadows, I'm just going to choose a really dark area. So let's choose this area. Let's choose this area. Okay, let's choose this area. Perfect. Hit B. Perfect. Now we can now hide our reference image, then create our gradient map. So gradient map, and click here, and we can now see that Photoshop has automatically selected our mask, and that's not what we want. We want to make sure our gradient map is selected. So select your gradient map thumbnail, and then click here, and now start to sample your colors. Okay, so we're going to click and go into our color and then sample this one. Hit OK. Let's create a midtone here, go into our color and sample. Perfect. And then let's sample our highlight, go into our color and sample our highlight. Hit OK. Hit OK. Perfect. Now the next thing we'll do is bring our color blend mode to color. Okay, our layer blend mode to color, and we can now select our mask and Control I or Command I to invert our color, and we can hide our palette. Now we can start painting on our skin to reveal our color, okay, just like how we did with the last image. Perfect. So I'm just going to start clicking and painting on my image. Now we can see that this is too much. I'll just undo, and I'll just bring down my hardness and also my flow. I'll bring my flow down to 28%. Perfect. And I'll start painting on my skin. Okay, perfect. Now I'll just keep painting on my skin, and I think I'll just forward this video so that we save time. Okay, so I'll just keep painting, and when I'm done painting, I'll just come back and you see what I have painted, and hopefully what I've painted will be similar to what you also have painted. So see you when I'm done painting. Perfect, guys. So we've been able to add color to our skin, and we can see that I left out the lips. So I'll just look at my reference image once again and see the lips here. So we can see that our lips here are a bit different in color compared to our skin, right? So what I'll just do is I'll create a different color palette for my lips. Okay, perfect. So I'll just once again hit my eye for my eyedropper tool, and I'll just sample the highlight. So even though that's not the highlight, but let's just see basically the bright parts of my lips. So I'll just sample this, please. Hit B, and then make sure my hardness is set to 100 and my flow is set to also 100, and I'll just dab on the skin. So I'll select this layer instead and then click, and let's make this smaller. Actually, let's make this smaller, small. Then hit B, hit I, and sample this really red part. Okay, and hit B and sample and click, and then sample, see this place. Okay, perfect. Hit B, perfect. So we want this color as our highlights, this color as our mid-tone colors, and this color on our shadows. Okay, so but you have to note that on the lower part of the lips it's more red, right? So we can also replicate that on our image. So I won't take out my image this time. I'll just bring my palette to the left hand side, and I'll just bring my image like this, so as to see what I have. That's my reference and also what I'm trying to replicate. Okay, perfect. So next thing I'll do is create a new gradient map. So gradient map, and then make sure my gradient map is selected. I'll just hide the first gradient map and make sure my gradient map is selected here, and click here, click here, click here, sample my shadow, perfect. Create for my mid-tones, okay, perfect, and then sample also my highlights, perfect. Now we can hit OK, and we can basically take this to color just like we had before, and just select my mask and Control I, perfect. Now let's just start painting on our lips. Now we can reveal our image here, our first gradient map, and let's start painting on our lips. Okay, so go in and just select your mask and hit B for your brush tool. Let's start painting on our lips. Make sure it's set to 0, that's for hardness, and let's start painting on our lips. Perfect. So we see that parts like this should be red, right? Perfect. And basically let's just paint the entire place, and we can still go ahead and work on the gradient map, but first of all let's have a background. Perfect. So let's hide this guy now. Perfect. So now we have our lips more realistic, right? So it means we can select our gradient map and go back in, and let's see if we can get something better. So let's see if we can get something better here. Okay, perfect. So what I want to do right now is I want to just use the blend mode, or rather the blend effect, and blend the blacks, or blend the color away from the blacks and also the highlights. So we have it looking like this. Okay, perfect. And also I'll just use my brush tool to mask out parts of this color on this upper part of the lips. We can see that it's a bit too red. Hit X. So let's subtly max out this color. Okay, and it's kind of not working, but let's just duplicate the layer. So just duplicate the layer, and now let's do it here. So I'll just mask out this part, okay, on our new layer. And what I will do now is to reduce the opacity of our initial layer, so we see that we actually achieved that effect. Perfect. So select our second layer back, our new layer, and or rather our duplicate layer, and still mask out parts of our upper lips, okay, so as to make the upper lips less red. Perfect. Now this is incredible. The next thing we'll do is kind of try to make sure we make our face even better. So go to blend if, and let's do the blending. Perfect. This is what we can have, okay, for our blacks and also for our whites. Okay, perfect. So you can see the colors blending out on the really bright parts of the face, and so also on the really dark parts of the face. Okay, hit OK. Perfect. Now we can even hide our, what do you call them, our palettes, right? So basically, guys, you see what we've been able to achieve. This is incredible. This is what we had, or this is our reference image, and this is what we've been able to achieve. We see the replication of the lip color. So the lower lip is redder, and then the upper lips is a bit darker, right? So that's basically it, and we can even go ahead and do more things. Okay, now we have some variations on our skin, that we have variations in color tone. Okay, that means some parts are quite reddish, so we can also see that maybe parts like this are a bit reddish, have a bit of red. Okay, and mostly we tend to see these things in areas like the ears. Okay, and even since we don't have a view of the ear on this image, we might not observe that. Okay, but that's basically a natural effect you get on your skin. Now we're just going to replicate that, so let's just go to adjustments and go to hue and saturation, and I'll just colorize this. Okay, perfect. Let's increase the saturation. Perfect. Now we can just select this, the mask, and Control I to invert, and let's just see if we can replicate this effect. Perfect. So what we want to make sure white is on the foreground. Let's paint on areas like this, and also on our ear. Okay, parts of our ear. Perfect. So just this really subtle effect is what we're looking for. So areas like this also on the nose, it's a bit too much. Maybe here. Okay, and maybe here also. So basically you get the point. So we now have this, and we can reduce the opacity if we want, and I think also we should reduce the opacity of this guy. Okay, so 89 is just perfect, and for this one I'll just reduce it even more to 34. Is just perfect. Okay, so we can see what we have achieved. Now we've gone from here to here, from here to here. Perfect. So basically, guys, that's how we add colors to black and white images in Photoshop. In the previous exercise, we looked at a different kind of image, the image of a white girl, and in this exercise we just learned how to add colors to the black and white image of a black guy. Okay, so that's it for this one, guys. See you in the next one.
Hey, so that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. We post new videos every week covering topics in the fields of graphic design and illustration, motion graphics and video, branding, and more. If you want to support us and get access to exclusive benefits such as the project files we use in our classes, live chat with us, shoutouts, and more, consider becoming a patron on Patreon. You can join for as little as $3 a month, and the link to our Patreon page is in the description below. And if you want to take your learning to the next level, you can check out the complete course, of which this episode is a part of. And in the complete course, you get access to more than 10 hours of video lessons, project files and resources, class exercises, a Q&A section, a certificate of completion, and more. You can get the course for a special discount by using the link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.